Welcome back to the 10-acre property Barndo build. It's been a while, but we've made a lot of progress on the inside of the house, and we've started the septic project. So let me show you around and see what we've been doing. So we may as well start out here with the septic project. So let's get a closer look at what's going on. So our septic guy has brought an enormous excavator. He said that it's a pretty big one, but it'll get the job done quickly. And so far, he has dug the main hole and he has set our septic tank in place and kind of halfway buried it. So you can kind of see one of the lids there, and I took a drone shot so you can see better how that looks in the hole. And here's some piping for the septic system. I'm not exactly sure the kind of piping, but I believe this will be going from the house to the system and maybe sort of distributing it. And this piping is obviously perforated, so that'll probably be where the water seeps into the ground. Here's another angle on the septic tank. Here's the other lid to it. First one's right there. And here's a component of it. Looks like a distribution hub for all that piping. So again, it'll come out right there, and it's gonna dig a trench all the way to there, and that'll be in part of it. Also, all this rock is part of the septic project, and I believe this will be a bed for the piping and certain parts of it. There's one pile here and then a larger pile there. Looks like about 4 loads. So outside of the house, not much else has gone on, but I did put a weather vane up there, and I got some closer shots with the drone and some clips of me installing it. I basically had to make my own bracket to go up there that went over that ridge vent, so I had to custom make it work. I didn't make the weather vane, but it's appropriate for our family here. It's got a border collie on it. I should also mention we are an official construction site now because we got a porta potty. That's right. We can work and hang out here. We don't have to worry about rushing back to the house to use the bathroom. So other things we did, I did put locks on all the doors, took all the wrappers off the doors, and kind of made some fine adjustments on how they were shutting. First off, you may notice that I put some ram board down on all the flooring on the first floor. That took a couple weeks. 1 hour here, 3 hours there. So my knees were hurting after that. But this will protect the floor from all the construction and keep that shine from when they put that seal on there. So we also kind of made the service door to the garage our entrance during the construction phase. So that's why I got this mat here, so muddy boots can be wiped off before coming in. That way it saves some wear and tear unnecessarily on that front door. So this ram board took 13 rolls of 100 foot by 4 foot, 11 or 12 rolls of edge tape and 9 or 10 rolls of seam tape. So it was quite a project in itself. The only spot I did not put ram board was right here under the stairs. I didn't necessarily do that on purpose, but I kind of wanted just to leave it so people could see, if they needed to, the color of the concrete. It's not coming out very well on the camera right now, but it's a reddish color. So besides the ram board project, we also had some trade work started. So let me start in here with what's been going on in the electric and plumbing. We got several boxes in already for electrical, and all the rough in plumbing is done. I will just kind of make this a brief tour. I won't go into details, as I'm thinking I'll plan on doing some deep dives on each aspect. So I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough of what we got so far. So we got some electric over here for all of the great room, some wiring in place already, some electric for the fireplace. You can see we got the bedroom already laid out for outlets and switches. Let me go in here and you can check it out. A nice array of outlets already. Then we got a switch there for the closet. Got some wiring for the light in there. That's for a fan light. And then over here, it's pretty much a mirror of that room as far as electrical goes. All the electrical in. So let's go check out the plumbing in the bathroom. So of course we got the vent and drain all set in place here, and this is where our tub's going. Got the cap on it right now. Vent pipes all go out, and I'll show you those vent pipes later. But here we decided to change up the tub situation. We were going to do those inserts, but we opted for regular style tubs. A couple reasons for that, which I'll show you in a bit. Yeah, we got all the supply and drain lines. So let's go out to the kitchen here. So another thing I did was I laid out a lot of cabinetry and appliances so we can kind of know where stuff like that needs to go. Refrigerator, countertop, oven, more countertop, sink, dishwasher, and countertop. So you can see that certain stuff has been laid out knowing where those things are. Outlet boxes, water connections, sink and drain lines. Here is the island. So I plan on having an overhang, which is here, a wall inside of it to kind of give it some structure, and that's the electrical coming into it. And then I have some tall cabinets laid out, a regular countertop here, and we got some outlets already for that. Another taller cabinet there. So drain and vent is in place for the sink, and that goes up and joins in with some other vent pipes so that there's only 2 penetrations going out the roof. And actually you can see the vent pipe going out right here, and that joins in up there. We even got some electric up in the attic too. We got a light switch, we got a light up there, and then we have an outlet as well. So we're laying out some of the electric on this side of the house mostly. We got some smoke alarms already set in place. And we did meet with the electrician this week, and we talked about some lighting for the hallway and outside. So there'll be a lot more of that in the next few days. We got some electrical in the master bedroom done as well. Some outlets in place, switches. Master bathroom has some electrical in place, and of course plumbing. So there's a lot of plumbing in this wall right here because this wall is shared with the laundry room. So we got the 2 vanities, which I've laid out, the plumbing for that, all the supply lines, vent pipes, tub and shower have their vent pipes going in here, running out that way. Supply coming in for the tub. We haven't put the valve there yet. That's one of the little things we got left to do. Supply coming in for the shower and the tub right here. And right outside here we got a spigot, so that cold supply is going for that there. And you can see where I've laid out some stuff in here, including our change where we moved the utility sink over here. So we got the supply and drain set up for that. There's our approval sticker right there. So drains go up, they meet in with the kitchen ones, and also that way is the garage bathroom, so they all come in and go in right there. Now there is 2 penetrations outside. One is for all the ones I just showed you, and then the other one was the one I showed you earlier for that bathroom. But we can look at that real quick, where those come up. So now I'm in the backyard looking at the center dormer, left, right, and you can see 1 penetration right there, and then you can see another one over there. And here's the spigot just outside of that laundry room area. This will be for the backyard. So for the electrical, the yellow there is our 12-2, and the purple there is our 12-3. It's got 3 main wires in it. So let's go over here, check out the outhouse. So there's the toilet, and that joins in there, and then the utility sink. So the vent and drain go up and way over there to where it comes out by the dormer. And there's actually another spigot that goes out the side of the house here. So here's our tubs that we're getting. They're a little bit contoured and a little bit taller, so it's a little nicer than a regular tub. There's a left drain and a right drain, so I have 2. So another thing I've been doing is above the porches, the wall doesn't go all the way up on the inside. So I've been putting in some foam board insulation. You can see I haven't done it here, but I've been putting that foam board insulation in. Here's part of it to help keep the heat in when we bring a heater in here, because it is getting colder, so going to want to keep the heat in. And so these foam board panels cover that gap that was above the porch. And I think it could also be used as a backer when we go to do the spray foam. So that'll be nicer when we try to work in here and for the next couple months while it's going to be cold. So here is the hall bath. So I got a vanity just like over there. Got the drain and the supply lines for it. Toilet, supply. And here's our tub over here. One of the reasons that we decided to do regular tubs was because of this window. And having a shower tub insert, we would have had to get a multi-piece one, and it just would have been prone to leaks and not look very well. So what'll look better is some tile, and it'll be better for longevity. There's the drain for the tub going in there, and the vent all comes together right here and goes up into the back of the house, because putting a vent on the back of the house is always a better idea. So let's go upstairs real quick and I'll show you a little bit of what's going there. Actually, right here is some extra ram board. I got a pretty good deal on a pallet, which consisted of 16 100-foot by 4-foot rolls. So I'm sure this will get used. You know, sometimes the ram board gets torn up or wet and needs to be replaced. So I'm glad I got some extra. So in the utility room here, we got the supply coming in, and this is where our water heater will go. We're gonna do tankless gas water heater. So that's another utility we need to work on, is getting a propane contractor out here and getting the tank probably buried, and then our plumber will have to come back and bring in some gas lines. So HVAC, which will go here, might also be gas. So the one pipe will come up here for both of those, and of course the fireplace down there. Not much else is going on up here. I did get my little bit of low voltage wire, so I'll be doing that for data and security cameras, things like that. I'll be doing that soon, but we definitely got to get the HVAC installed before then. Now I should mention, for electrical, I did plan on having the circuit breaker panels over here on the shop wall, but what might be better is here, mainly because it's right next to an exterior wall, and everything will come in from buried outside to right here. There'll probably be a meter just outside the wall there, and we did have a meeting with the electric company. The electrician was there and kind of helped determine what we need done here and how to get some power. So going back to the kitchen here, you can kind of see where some outlets and boxes have already been placed, depending on where we have countertops marked out and appliances. So there will be a few more additions in here. I gotta mark out, like for where a microwave might go, for example, range hood, disposal. So there's a lot going into electric. So what I think I might do also is have some more detailed videos on each aspect of our project, so you can get a better idea why we chose certain things. So I think that's pretty good for now on the inside. So let's go back outside. So also on this project, I think in the future, I might start doing some more deep dives. How we did the floor plan, how the electrical has been going in, how the plumbing has been going in, why we chose certain design elements, some ideas for finishing later on, and maybe even how we might use the space. So if you have any ideas for a video, you can make a comment and I'll see if I can do that. So I'll be looking forward to making some additional videos. Well, that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next video.